Good afternoon, Norcal Karters. This is Jason, and I am sitting here with Donald Durbin with Prairie City Kart Track. And I apologize if we have a bad connection or anything else out here, because I'm actually doing a remote, and I don't have control over the connection here. Donald, say hello.
How you doing?
So, 2020, that was a pretty exciting year for everybody. You guys had a lot of time, money, efforts invested into the track, and you did your best to kind of put some events together at the very end of the year. But coming out to the track, I've seen a lot of improvements out here, a lot of cleanup, a lot of organization. It looks really good out here.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a lot of fun. And it was, an interesting year for sure, but I chalk it up as success. It was busier and busier and more great familiar faces showing up and coming around. And I think we've got some momentum building up behind us that I'm really excited to press forward with starting now.
Yeah, and I have to be honest, I was never a big Prairie City person. When I started karting, it was always Dixon or Blue Max. And I didn't realize how close you were to my house.
Nice, even better.
35 minutes. I think Davis is 37 minutes from my house, so I'm pretty spoiled. But yeah, I kind of got a little new routine going where trying to get out to the track once a week, drive down Grant Line, I head home, I hit Fat Mike's Pizza, and 35 minutes. It's like, man, this is so close.
Perfect.
Yeah. So more people just get on Google Maps and map it out because it really isn't that far. For those that don't know, Prairie City is in Rancho Cordova. It's the SVRA run by the state. And it's actually been a lot of fun doing it. And again, I've seen a lot of improvements around here that you've been putting your own touches on. So that's been neat to see. Every time I've been out here, you've had people out here in the rental carts.
Yep.
So that's cool. I mean, the rental cart stuff, it's the gateway drug to karting, I think.
Well, I think we've met a lot of new people this year from those. It's a nice amenity or tool to have to create an easy entry point. A couple of bucks, go ride a go-kart on a real fun track in a neat experience, a neat atmosphere, I should say. And more often than not, they kind of want to know what's next and what do we do? How do we get involved? We see all these other carts driving around when we're not on the track in the rental cart. What are they doing? So it gives us a great opportunity to talk about what we have to offer. And I have really enjoyed meeting and helping new people get involved in this 2020 year.
Yeah, so if you're a racer and you have karts and you have those buddies that says, we got to come out, give Donald a call. Get them out in the rentals first. You don't need to put them in your own personal equipment. How many karts do you have for rentals?
It's actually a really good point, and I always forget about that. But there's definitely an advantage to being that guy with your go-karts in your trailer, and you want to invite 3 or 4 or 5 friends, and you don't really want to just turn them loose in your 80 shifter or whatever it might be. They can get out on the track for $35 and drive the rental carts, and that's a lot easier than sharing your own special equipment with them.
Absolutely. And how many rental carts do you have out here?
There's 13 that operate daily.
13 that operate daily. And I've driven them a few times. For those that are familiar with the racing stuff, they're a little bit slower than the Briggs, but they seem a lot faster than the indoor stuff.
They are. I looked at that, and I think it might just be gear ratio, but the Burrell Art, the N35 is a little lighter than some of the other indoor karts. They did that on purpose, but they handle a little bit better. We have Avinco tires on them, that helps, but the way they're geared overall, I think it's pretty close to a 206. It feels good.
Yeah, I mean, me and a group of friends, we've come out here before, and we all left with smiles, and pretty much all of us either own or have access to the real racing kart stuff, and we found ourselves in the rentals, and It was a great day. So again, if you're a cart owner and you have those buddies that keep saying it, and if you talk to anybody, we all have those buddies. Oh, when can I come out and drive your stuff? And we never follow up with them because we don't want them to put it in the wall. So again, that's the sales pitch for Donald for today, is on the rental cart stuff. But you have a lot of good stuff going on. Again, I think everyone just kind of airmailed 2020. At the end of the year, everyone was just trying to piece together what they can. But I mean, you have a 2021 schedule out. Well, not out.
It's going out tonight, and it should be up on the website either later tonight or tomorrow. And yeah, it's that to me was really exciting because none of us were really sure how things were going to shake out. And my goal here is to be able to offer not just a fun, nice, clean track to be at, but we need something to look forward to. We need to be able to compete. That's why we're all doing this is the competition, and being able to forecast a whole calendar for 2021 was really good news that I got the other day. So we did successfully pull off 2 races last year at the end of the year under some guidelines that worked out really well, I think. We split the class roster up. You know, if we have 14 or 15 classes, we cut it right down the middle, and we did a full weekend with Kid Kart, all the 206 classes, and the 80 shifters. And then we did a separate weekend with the tags, the KAs, and the 125 shifters. And I think it was great, actually, and I'm going to continue to do that for sure this year. But it allowed us to run 2 heats and a main event. It allows us to pay more attention to detail instead of trying to rush through and get done before it's dark. You know, we did more laps, more heats in less time. You know, we were still done on average about 3:30, and we were handing out trophies at no later than 4:00, and it was I really enjoyed it.
So can you share with us the dates that are going live tonight, and also the class structure or the weekend splits?
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to get them up on the website, pckarting.com. I don't know that they'll be up there tonight, but we're working on it right now, and they will be up before the weekend. But we're going to do, as I said a moment ago, we're going to split it up and continue that theme of Kid Kart, Junior 1 206, Junior 1 206 Pilot, Junior 2 206, Senior 206, Masters 206, and 80 Shifter. And those are all going to race together starting February 6th and 7th. And the whole long list of dates goes through November. But with that being said, it's the next one is March 6th and 7th. And then we've got April 17th and 18th. We've got May 15th and 16th. We have July 3rd and 4th, August 7th and 8th, and October 23rd and 24th.
So that's for what you're calling your Briggs weekends?
Yeah.
With the 80 shifter.
With the 80 shifter and the Kid Kart. And that was a really nice blend. And I'll give you the other dates for the 2-strokes as well. But I really, I'm looking forward to get them on the website so that people can kind of digest it and look at it, because I tried my very best to be considerate of the other very important series that are at least able to move forward. And, in a perfect world, we all, need to give each other space and time. And there's a few little months during the year where I said, all right, let's just pause and not hold a race, because I want the important people in the community to be able to come. Greg Bell has Leading Edge Motorsports, and Gary Carlton has GFC. Austin Elliott has Speed Sense. Rodney Rivera has Nevada Kart Sport. We operate Cambrian Go-Karts. Cole Nelson has CNR, and there's more that I appreciate so much when they show up and bring their friends and family and drivers. So those guys make a living going out and going racing and operating their organizations. So they're going to be going to Pro Kart Challenge. They're going to be going to the Rock races. They're going to be going to the California Rock. They're going to be going to Andy's Challenge of the Americas, and that's good. So when we planned out this calendar, I wanted to make sure that we weren't the weekend right before where they're going to be testing or traveling. I definitely didn't want to be on the same weekend, and even when possible, not even the weekend right after, just because you can't go nonstop.
It gets crowded.
Yeah. But so we tried to accommodate that the best we could, and we're looking forward to a whole bunch of fun. The 2-cycle races are also starting in February, and they're the 20th and 21st, March 13th and 14th, June 26th and 27th, July 31st and August 1st, October 9th and 10th, and November 6th and 7th. And actually, it looks like I forgot a date in September for the 206s, but that's why it's all going on the website and not just on here, because then it'll be correct.
And what's the website?
PCkarting.com.
So pckarting.com. Good chance it'll be up tonight, but for sure by tomorrow.
Yeah.
So bookmark that, pckarting.com. Also post a link on my podcast page in Norcal Karters. And then when you get them on the website, I'll get them on our calendar as well, so we can start filling that in.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, the races are starting to happen. You already mentioned, Challenge of the Americas. They have their calendar out already. They have a race coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
So the Norcal Karters calendar should fill up quite nicely. And I like that you're trying to avoid the best you can. I mean, there's a lot of racing going on and not a lot of racers, so it's hard not to conflict with other series.
Well, and there's more than just the larger ones that I mentioned, but unfortunately, they're not able to put out a calendar at the moment. So I felt like, as much as I wanted to avoid everything, we can only avoid what's out there.
That's right.
I didn't mention KPX, but they have dates out, and we stayed away from that as well.
Yeah, they do have their dates out. We're waiting for some track locations from them before we put them on the Norcal calendar. But I know if you go to the KPX site, they have their dates bookmarked already. Yeah. So that'll be good. Let's see. What else we got going on? Don't you have, we were talking about the rental carts earlier. You have an enduro race coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we are going to dip our toes into that, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got all the teams are filled up. I'm going to make some calls in the next day or two and get everybody confirmed and reserved, if you will, but I'm looking forward to, kind of creating that same thing, that fun environment where you get to do some teamwork and get after it. You're making money.
I hope so. Got to pay for my season pass somehow. Yeah, no, that's great. The enduro should be a lot of fun, and so you already mentioned it is filled up.
Yep.
But you do plan on doing some more throughout the year if this is a success.
I'm going to see how the whole thing unfolds. I think I have no issues with the go-karts themselves. I want to make sure that it goes off without a hitch. Everybody has a great time, and yeah, we'll plan another one down the road for sure.
So, what's one big thing on your whiteboard or your agenda for 2021 that you'd like to get accomplished? I know you had mentioned when you took over the track, for whatever reason, you wanted palm trees and tires.
Yeah, we did that.
And you did that. You have closed-circuit TVs around the track.
We did that.
For all the corners. Those are up and live. And when I first heard about that, I was like, you don't need it. And I don't know how many times throughout the day I find myself walking over to the big screens, because you have at least two of them.
Yeah.
Walking and just to watch. It's like, oh, there you go. It's just an added benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Thanks. Big ones for this year. The two that come to my mind first are the grass. We are moving forward with putting full-time green grass in the infield and a little bit on the exterior. So that is going to happen for sure. We've been waiting for this rain to kind of soften up the dirt so we can get out there and start leveling it, getting rid of some that needs to be gone, and then digging the trenches. But we're fortunate there's water in the center of the infield already. So if we put in the work and make it ready to receive the grass, then I think that'll look great. This is the time of year where it looks the best. You got a little bit of natural grass that grows. Everything's cut short. I just hired a landscaper today, actually, to come out because I am committed to keeping and improving the look of the place. And I told everybody, you know, that their membership dollars are going to be visually seen where it's going to go. I'm not taking it home or anything like that. I want to put it into the track, and there's still several years of that need to be done. So landscaper's going to help me and the guys, because the guys that I work with, Seth, Grant, Jaden, Tommy, they all have their own full-time duties here that they're good at, and we don't need to pull weeds, but we need to. So now we're going to have somebody else help us, and he's going to come a couple times a month and improve it for sure.
So is the plan to actually have irrigation for the grass?
Yes, the lawn will have irrigation.
Nice.
And that will be mowed and cut and, like I said, green all the time. I think nothing looks better than nice, fresh painted curbs against green grass and black asphalt for sure.
Yeah, that'll be very nice.
So that's happening. And then some smaller stuff is like partly to do with the rental carts and then also partly to do with the racing. But we want to have another monitor and screen where you can watch qualifying. You know, instead of looking at our phone, which is fine, and it's a nice thing, we can just upload it straight to a large monitor, and you can stand on the grid and keep an eye how qualifying's going, or the race itself, you know, with My Laps and Speed Hive and Race Hero, etc.
Nice. That would be a very nice touch.
Yeah.
See how many people crowd around that during the qualifying sessions. And then the other nice thing, too, is pretty much almost all the kart tracks, they're really not completely accessible to the fans.
Right.
And this place has been notorious down in the snake pit. It's like you're watching, and your driver disappears for a while, and you're just hoping they come back around. It's like, oh, there they are. Whew.
Yeah.
You breathe that sigh of relief. And I've noticed, I don't know what you guys have done, but I've noticed you've taken out a lot of trees or bushes or something.
Yeah.
Because it seems like there's a lot more openness except for the snake pit.
Yeah, that was another thing on the initial checklist from last year. Was there was a lot of overgrown tree and overgrown brush that pretty easily could go away, and then you get a straight shot all the way to the back of the track and then over to the right. But the snake pit will always be out of sight, which is why the cameras, you know, come into play and are important to me. But like you just said, spectator friendly is probably the highest on my list, from visual to being comfortable. You know, like there has to be a place to sit, there has to be something to do, you have to be able to engage in what's happening, because we all are here working on a go-kart, racing a go-kart, and the rest of it almost doesn't matter. But if we're going to bring our loved ones and our friends and our family, and they're going to be excited to go to the track and see what's happening, we have to deliver that part of it, and that's a must. So there'll always be something else, but that makes it fun. I mean, as soon as we sit stagnant, then we rot. So.
Yeah, well, and it makes it a nice selling point for like you said, the family.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm going to go out to the track. You want to come? It's like, oh, I don't really want to. But, I mean, you have the permanent bathrooms.
Yep.
You do the best you can to keep them clean. There's 4 of them.
Yep.
So that part's really nice. I know on occasion you guys have food trucks and stuff out here.
That's going to be on pause, and we should actually say that, you know, for sure. That was always a goal, and we had several food trucks this year. Right now, with the way things are in the world, one of the only requirements to keep us open is no sales of food or alcohol. So obviously we don't sell alcohol, but since food falls under that line, the reason that we cannot have any food trucks right now, and at least for the near future, is it's a line item in the state's rules that we can stay open. Sales. We can stay open and operate the way we are doing it, but yeah, no food sales. So this year, at least for now, unfortunately, there won't be any food trucks.
So if you make me a margarita, I just can't pay you for it.
That's true.
Okay, that sounds fine to me. So that'll be a change for this year. So plan ahead, people. Yeah. I actually stopped at Rayleigh's in Rancho Cordova on the way out today, which was nice. grabbed a quick deli sandwich. If you're coming from the Folsom area, there's stores right there within 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's close. It's just, it's a hassle. No matter where you are in the world, it's nice if you can turn around and get something to eat, and that was our goal, was to create that opportunity. But if it can't happen, so be it. DoorDash works. We've got friends and families that go into town, and I don't think it says anything about not being able to barbecue, so maybe we can just barbecue and donate it.
Oh, there you go. Yep, or have a couple club members that like to cook or something.
Yeah.
Do something and not make a big deal about it, but there's a need. Fill it.
Yep.
I'm hesitant to see who just chimed in. Let's see. Oh, Sandoval. Actually stepping out. Oh, Sandoval's actually listening to a podcast this year. That's fantastic. Let's see. What else you want to cover?
That was it for me. I mean, in a nutshell, I'm just so grateful to be here, so thankful to every single person that set foot here last year and has already done so this year. I feel the momentum. I hope it's continuous, but I feel good feelings, good talk. I love interacting with everybody that's here. Got to know a lot of new people and see a lot of old friends. But I think, as fun as last year was, I only see this being better because, like I said, the biggest thing that we could not do last year was hold an event, and being able to hold a full schedule is going to be a good thing.
If you thought last year was fun, your outlook's going to be pretty bright.
Yeah.
Well, last year was interesting. There were some good memories, but it wasn't what anybody planned going into December or January.
Well, me and my family took a 3-month vacation starting in March, and we just stayed at home for a while, and that was...
Yeah? A lot of family time?
Yeah. It was good.
But you're earning credits so you can burn through it here this year.
Yeah, I will not be home this year.
So we gave you a sales pitch for the rental carts. Bring your friends out, try them out.
Yeah.
Plug your shops. You have a shop at the track and you have a shop in Rancho. Give them a plug, and that's how we'll wrap up the podcast.
Sure. Well, we have Cambrian Go-Karts in Rancho Cordova on Mercantile Drive, and we have the Prairie City Kart Track, which also houses all the same parts and amenities. We sell fuel, tires, spark plugs, rib protectors, helmets, neck collars, go-karts, engines, whatever you need. And that's, I think, very special to me, is that we can keep you going during the day, from fuel to a water pump belt. You don't need to go home early. When you come here, we got you covered. Perfect.
That was a good plug. So it's pckarting.com, and then what's the website for Cambrian Go-Karts?
CambrianGoKarts.com.
There you go. It's that simple. So, Donald, thanks for your time, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Jason.